Hey guys, this is Dave with Moneyology.com. It's Monday, July 17th. Hope everyone is having a great day. We're going to do a uranium sector review. We're going to take a look at some of the hottest names in one of the hottest sectors in the markets. This is a sector we've been following for several years now. Fundamentally, it's extremely oversold. Most of the companies in the sector have gone away, and so we've literally have 10, 15 publicly traded companies in the sector. So when the sector does turn on a fundamental basis, there are going to be tremendous long-term opportunities. Right now, we're just looking at names from a technical basis, and you'll find that most of them are breaking out and have opportunities to make very, very strong moves in the days and weeks ahead. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Please do your due diligence. This is your money. Be responsible. Don't look at any video as a reason to get into any investment. Make sure that you're making these investments with proper entries and exits, proper position sizing. You know your own system, your own methodology, and good luck with your trading. Let's have a look at our video. Okay, so the first of the charts that we're going to look at is the Uranium ETF URA from a monthly time frame. This is going to give us a better understanding of what's been going on in the sector over the last several years. I mean, bottom line is this sector has been decimated. We've gone from about 120 on the URA all the way down to a low of 10, almost 10 a share. It has been slaughtered, frankly, but something happened in the middle of last year. Frankly, it started in the beginning of 2016. You notice there's this consolidation pattern below the middle monthly Bollinger Band, but RSI was diverging to the upside, and when RSI did finally break this 38 level, which is a very important marker, look at what happened to the volume. This volume became huge. We had multi-year MACD highs, which is another very, very bullish indicator. So very strong volume, breakout of the 38 level on the RSI, and strong volume. Then we rallied. In the sector, we went from 10 to 20, 100% move. We crossed the 50 on the monthly RSI, and it was frankly a false breakout. Not enough strength to carry it forward. We've corrected. Now we've retested this point of breakout right over here, and right now this point of resistance now acts as support. Now we're rallying, and notice this decline was on much lower volume. So uptrend, high volume, downtrend, low volume. It's definitely what you want to see, and it's rallying above this 50, the middle Bollinger Band on the monthly RSI. It's a very bullish move. I have very, very strong confidence that this is going to make a run towards 20 and eventually break 20, and the bull trend that started in 2016 is definitely in the continuation pattern right now. Look at the stochastics. They're about to cross. This sector is one that you want to be a part of if you want to see long-term gains. The weekly time frame is a little closer view. This is a wedge that we had drawn several months ago. It started having tighter and tighter moves until it broke out of this bullish pattern here, and after retesting, so you had this massive downtrend since 2011. This shows it since 2014. We broke out of it in 2017. Now we've retested it, and now we've broken out of that, and now we're above the 50 on the weekly RSI once again. That's a very bullish development. We think that this is going to make a run towards 20 in the coming weeks and months ahead. Look at the MACDs about to cross zero. Definitely in a sector you want to pay attention to. Finally, the URA on a daily time frame. Look, it's above the 70 level on the daily RSI. Look at this massive move, and this is what typically happens when it crosses a major RSI pivot point. 69 is one of those pivot points, and that's what you see here. We saw it here when we crossed 38. That's a pivot point. We saw this big move, and again, when we crossed 50 on the weekly RSI, pretty big move, although not as big as these here. Anyway, bottom line is, look at the volume. It's picking up. This sector is breaking out. Look at the individual names, which is what we'll do. Starting with the largest uranium publicly traded miner in the U.S. It's CCJ Chemical Corp. I don't have it drawn here, but there is a wedge here that's in the process of being broken to the upside. MACDs are curling above zero. Stochastics are starting to move. We're above 50 on the weekly RSI. If you want a more conservative name in the sector, this is the one you want to play. The moves aren't going to be as explosive, no pun intended, but you're going to see pretty dramatic moves nonetheless. First major weekly target is the 1320 area, which is going to be met with 200 weekly EMA resistance. We think it's going to consolidate there afterward for a couple of weeks, and we think it's going to break higher. So CCJ, a name you definitely want to consider. One of our favorites in the sector is Uranium Energy Corp, UEC. Great management team led by guys like Amir Adnani. Definitely some of the brightest minds in the industry, and the entire mining sector as a whole are behind this company. So one that has a fundamental story. It's based in the U.S. and it's got some very, very strong fundamentals. So and now looking at technicals, they look fantastic as well. It's been creating higher highs since its low around 69 in June of 16. Higher highs, and then once it crossed that 150, boom, broke out. Now 175 is another pivot, but you see the MACDs have crossed zero. We think that this is going to make a run for 2. Eventually it's going to hit 3, and once the uranium sector turns as a whole, uranium spot price, this stock is going to be in double digits. Definitely one you want to keep on your radar if you don't already own it, and you want to be in this in the sector. It should be the top of your list. Next on the list is Uranium Resources, URRE. This is a more volatile play. It's one that moves very fast, and this downtrend has been broken to the upside, so we think that a move to 250 is definitely in the cards before consolidation. Multi-year consolidation is even tested at 250, but 250 is a target that we want to look at. MACDs are crossing, stochastics are curling. Once weekly RSI breaks above 50, it could happen as early as tomorrow. You can see a double-digit percentage move. Next on the list is URG, Ur Energy. And this is one that we've been pointing out. This bullish wedge pattern was pretty clear. It's actually very similar to the URA ETF price chart. Look at that downtrend, breakout, retest. Now we're running, and our first price target is 90 cents here. Next on the list is Energy Fuels, UUUU. And kind of we double bottom here, but again, not one of our favorites in the sector, but this one's going to run as well. Our first target's going to be 2. That's going to be easily hit, but once 2, that's our trigger for a move higher towards 3, and eventually a test of this 200 EMA at $5. So potential 100% move in the coming months ahead. One you want to keep on your radar. Next on the list is one from the pink sheets. It's Sky Harbor Resources, one of the best fundamentals in the junior resource uranium sector, SYHBF. Trades on the Canadian exchange with that's its original ticker, and this is just the OTC over-the-counter equivalent. But this has been, look at this. You want to own names that are moving up even when the sector is down, and this is basically since 2013 it's been flat, whereas most of the names are down 90%. That's fantastic. That means they've got a resource that really is going to do great things once the sector turns around. But bottom line is, look at this V-shaped move, higher highs, and higher lows, and we broke out. We bullish flagged, retested this breakout of the 30 area. Now we're consolidating here. 50 on the weekly RSI has acted as support, and we think the move is going to be a very nice one. Eventually this is going to break above $1. Look at the MACDs here, and this is one of our favorite names from a fundamental standpoint, and technically it's starting to warm up as well. Next on the list, and probably our favorite in the sector, is NextGen Energy. We've done a lot of due diligence, and this one has just a fantastic story behind it, really good management, and NextGen NXC. We played through ticker MGA.TO, and we'll take a look at that Mega Uranium, which owns 40% of this particular company, or not 40% of this company, but 40% of their company is in NXG, NextGen Energy stock. Bottom line is, let's take a look at this particular stock. It's done exceptionally well. Look at that. It's got 100% move in a sector that's been slaughtered over the last couple of years. So one of the strongest fundamental stories here. It's broken this. It's got this up higher highs, higher lows action over the last couple of years, and while we broke above this 175 resistance, we've consolidated here for a while. We made a run towards 350 here. Now we corrected all the way down to a low of 182 a couple of weeks ago, and I actually called the bottom. Pretty lucky there. And now we've rallied here on strong volume. Look at this volume. The MACDs are curling, and they're supposed to be releasing a PEA, preliminary economic assessment, by the end of July. So if this is positive, and by all accounts it's expected to be, this move can be very, very explosive. Look at the Bollinger Bands; they're squeezing tight here, so the move is going to be very nice when it's actually moving. And we think that this is going to see double digits, possibly as early as this year. So Mega Uranium is the way we're playing NXE. As I said, it owns this is basically a shell company for NextGen, and they own a couple of other uranium miners across the country, uranium mines, and this is one. If you look at the Canadian exchange, that's MGA.TO. It's been every time it hits 14 to 16 cents, it's been knocked down. But we believe now it's finally broken out. The weekly RSI is above 50 now, and it's starting to move. We think it's going to have an explosive move, and our first target is about 25 cents a share. Eventually, we think it's going to retest this 38-cent a share level. And bottom line is, we see this going over $1, well over $1, once the sector turns. Look at that. MACDs are above zero already, so there's going to be a very big move here in the coming days and weeks. Denison Mines Corp, DNN, another one of those that had a big, massive downtrend. We broke out of it. We've retested it to the downside, from the upside to the downside. Now we're running. We've triggered a buy point of above 50 with the MACDs and stochastics curling. Once 50 is broken to the upside on the RSI, we think this is going to make a move towards that 80-cent level. So pretty big move possibly in the cards, and ultimately, there's a lot of uranium resource yellow cake in this company's portfolio. So once the uranium stock spot price does recover, there's a lot of potential in this particular company. A couple more names in the sector on our watch list: Fission Uranium, FCUUF. One that has an interesting story behind it. Won't go into it. Do your due diligence. But on a technical basis, MACDs are rolling across zero. It's above 50. It's triggered a buy above 50 cents here. And our first price point is 60, followed by 70, and eventually we think this is going to make a run towards $2-3 a share. So we like this one as well. Two more names: Energy Fuels. I think we actually did this one already, so we're gonna skip this one. And finally on the list is Encore Energy. This trades on the Canadian exchange EU.V. Has a good fundamental story behind it. It's finding some legs here, finding some demand above 5 cents. MACDs are curling, stochastics are curling. We think that this is going to hit 14.50, 14.5 cents. at some point in the coming weeks. So once the sector does move, and it's starting to, this is going to move very quickly. Penny stock, a lot of risk here, but a lot of reward as well. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Again, do your due diligence, and please do follow us on stocktwits.com/moneyology, Twitter @moneyology. Please leave your feedback on YouTube, and if you have any suggestions or requests, please private message me on these social media platforms. Would love to connect and talk to you soon. Thanks again for following and watching. Have a great one.